Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I just got back home from Hamilton with my family. It was the first time I saw it, maybe even the last time, because I didn't understand a word they said, but I loved the costumes, very sexy. Anyways, today I want to do an online autism test for adults. Hopefully no one pops in on Grinder, but online tests for adult autism. I prefer to do things on my own rather than with others. Slightly agree. I prefer to do things the same way. For instance, yes, definitely agree. Definitely morning routine and feeding the dogs. I find myself becoming strongly absorbed in something, even obsessional. Yes, when I was younger, I used to get absorbed in topics like Queen Elizabeth, dodo birds, ginkgo trees, Teddy Roosevelt, random stuff, Bette Midler. And then now it's more Catholicism and different color, like artistic ways to use color in different mediums, whether it's sewing or anything like that. So definitely agree. I am very sensitive to noise and will wear earplugs or cover my ears in certain situations. I'm going to have to slightly agree because, for instance, Hamilton tonight, I felt like I should cover my ears, but I was able to just deal with it. But after every single song, mostly every single song, the whole audience would scream so loudly. It was unnerving. So slightly agree. Sometimes people say I'm being rude, even though I think I'm being polite. Slightly agree. I find it easy to imagine what characters from books might look like. I would say slightly disagree. I find it easy to talk in groups of people. See, if I'm comfortable with the people, I can talk. But if I don't know them, I'm going to be quiet until I get connected to someone. So I find it easy. I'll say slightly agree. I am more interested in finding out about things than people. I'll say slightly agree. I would say it could be between slightly and definitely. I find number, dates, and string of information. Yes, I love dates. I love death dates. I love birth dates. I love anniversaries, baptism dates, all that stuff. Definitely agree. I prefer nonfiction books and films to fiction. No, I would say slightly disagree. I find it upsetting if my daily routine is upset or changed. Definitely agree. It's difficult for me to understand other people's facial expressions and body language. Slightly agree. I do not have any problems making small talk with new people. Definitely disagree. I notice. Wait, what was it? Yeah, I do have problems. I notice very small changes in people's appearance. Slightly disagree. When I was young, I used to play lots of let's pretend or imaginary games. Definitely agree. I like collecting information about things I'm interested. Definitely agree. I like meeting new people. Slightly disagree. People close to me say I talk about the same things repeatedly. Yes, I do repeat myself all the time. I find it easy to work out what people are thinking or feeling just by looking. I'm between definitely disagree and slightly. I'm going to go with slightly. New social situations makes me feel anxious. Definitely agree. It's important to me to carefully plan any activities I am going to do. Definitely agree. I find it hard to work out what people's intentions are. Definitely agree. I would find it really hard to play imaginary games with children. See, that one's a hard one because I am not fond of children. Like, I like children that are nice or related to me, but when I used to help out at this homeless shelter where I would help people watch the homeless people's kids while they relax, those kids would bully me, and I couldn't say anything back because they're children, so I just quit. So those kind of kids are mean, but I can play imaginary games. Uh, I can like I've talked to children who are close friends of the family who have imaginary friends, and that really does interest me a lot. So we'll say hard, definitely disagree. I am a good diplomat, definitely disagree. I am often the last person to slightly agree. I like doing things spontaneously, definitely disagree. If I'm interrupted in doing something, I find it hard to get back to what I was doing before, especially in conversations. Definitely agree. I notice patterns in things all the time, definitely agree. I have some very strong interests and I get upset if I can't pursue them, definitely agree. I can tell if people I'm talking to is getting bored. Actually, no, I can't, so definitely disagree. Uh-oh. Well, that's not. That's what I wanted, because I really do believe I am autistic. But adult autism test results, I got a 25, and I have a strong likelihood of being autistic. Uh, your score suggests you experience many or all of the most common traits experienced by autistic people. What should I do now? The assessment for autism is a very in-depth and will go into great more detail than the above quick indicator test. You may therefore want to consider whether a full assessment will be helpful to you. Yes, for me, I need it. Yeah, I'm not working with them. I want to work with my psychiatrist. But yeah, so there it is. This is actually the third test I took today, and all of them said strong likelihood, or it's just very, very likely. And if you look how close that is to all of it, wow. So I'm not gonna jump the gun and say I am autistic, but it's very likely for this one and the other three. And then just talking to my mom about my childhood, which I made a previous video I didn't upload because it was too long. It was 30 minutes long. I might do it later. But it was just talking about different symptoms of my autism. Let me see if I can think of some without reading anything. One of the things is I'm playing with my hair now. I also play with my hands, and I shake my leg a lot. I noticed at Hamilton, because there was a really big man next to me and I was kind of squished in the seat, I didn't shake, but I did play with my hands. What's another one? Well, from my childhood, I had learning disabilities, severe learning disabilities, and I had developmental issues in my speech. I had to go to speech therapy and work on pronunciation and comprehension. And I'm just really happy to find a label that I can identify with. And just an update of what's been going on. There's this guy who just harasses me. He makes fun of me all the time. And then twice now he's harassed me legally, making up allegations and all that stuff. But now I have screenshots admitting that he basically, by breaking my window and injuring my service dog, I had to discommission my service dog. So a new service dog is between $65 and $8,500, and the window is $600. So those are definitely felony charges. And he has just been harassing me. But the most common insult he has is calling me mentally disabled and all this stuff. And it's really sad that Lennie Johnson Jr. works at UofL Hospital as a medical professional, and he thinks it's acceptable to tell people with autism or a high likelihood of having autism that they're mentally disabled and their body looks like they're mentally ill and all that. So there's horrible, horrible stuff. And he's been using multiple burner sites, and I've been screenshotting everything, sending them directly to the police. They're mounting a file up. They already have some charges they mentioned that they might push, but they're waiting to see how much more he does, because he made a false not police report, but he tried to get an EPO out on me, saying that I was making violent threats and all that, which is not true. But the reason he filed that is because I took the screenshots of his insults, made YouTube videos, and shared them with his hospital. So he lied on the EPO saying we dated. He also said I weighed 400 pounds, which obviously shows he doesn't take it seriously. It's a joke to him, which I hope the judge sees that. I hope the judge sees that he overestimated my weight intentionally by 100 and so pounds, and he wants to pretend he's being serious. When 5 years ago he made the same allegations, which again, it was me talking about him. So he said I was doing all this violence, and I actually did. The restraining order took effect, but once we got in court, he admitted that he basically agreed to the statement he made, and then when he agreed to it or sworn in or whatever, they say, "Do you agree to this?" And he says yes. He immediately starts changing the stories, like saying that I didn't contact him from fake profiles. I just had multiple profiles with my face showing, or how when he says I confronted him at work in a confrontational manner, he admits that I didn't say a word to him, that I didn't even acknowledge him. And then with the dating thing, he said that he never thought we were dating. We weren't really dating. It was just I thought we were dating, allegedly, which is not true. That's where the whole fight started, honey bunny, if you're listening to this. It started because I wouldn't put out for you, that I hung out with you for a month almost every day, and you thought you were going to get somewhere with your Michelin man body. I don't think so. Like, we can see those tires through those scrubs. Like, now I'm your size and you want to call me fat. When you first met me, I was 150. So, and you were like, again, 300 or something. But I'm mentioning all this because he's a medical professional at UofL Hospital, making fun of disabilities, making fun of someone who is disabled because of their disabilities. I am psychiatrically disabled already. I have another diagnosis. But the thing is, I also feel, and I know I'm going to get the autistic diagnosis. So I hope it comes out that he is calling autistic people or psychiatrically disabled people things like mentally challenged, ugly, a body, and all this stuff. Just horrible, horrible things. And I have several videos up on my YouTube, except they're not public right now. Once we get this whole fake EPO out of the way, I'm going to ask the judge what I can do in the future to prevent him from sending sheriffs to my house randomly without provocation. He came for me this time. I didn't come for him at all. Haven't since the whole first time it happened. And he's just obsessed. He's mad that he can't get any, but he sees the pictures on Grindr all the time and wants it, but he can't have it. So, again, I am collecting all this information. There's already a report made. They're just waiting for more because he made death threats against me, and I have screenshots of that. I have Grindr screenshots of him making death threats towards my parents. And they're just seeing what else he can do. People are messaging me on email, harassing me about my mental illness and all that, and I don't know what he was thinking doing this or having people do this for him, because that's criminal harassment at the very least, not including the death threats that I have. but we'll see what happens. Regardless, UofL Hospital is hiring Lennie Johnson Jr., who makes fun of mentally disabled people like autistic or psychiatric disabilities, calling them ugly and all these horrible words. So, thanks for the evidence.